Let's go. How are you doing today? How goes the day? We are about to finish some posters. Let's see. There we go. We're about to finish some posters today, and I thought of it for a while, and I was like, well, maybe I can show like a little bit of a difference. I mean, although I'm gonna create and I'm gonna paint today, I thought it would be interesting to tell how I came up with the ideas of creating. So here are some of the posters that I have previously made. I don't know all the dates up there, so I have to figure those out, and I'm gonna do that during the stream. But I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys want to see more, just make sure you subscribe and like the stream because more people will interact, and then we'll get additional, additional thoughts on how people create and how I have, shared my creativity with the world. So let's check out this poster that I have on the other side here. So this is one of the liminal spaces that I did, and I did this a few months back. So I don't know the date, just like I said, but what's going to happen is I'm going to recreate the day that I made this because I remember a lot of. So I remember a lot of the things that I actually created. It's just almost impossible for me to forget. I remember why I did it. I remember how I got through it because a lot of times we don't know what we're doing when we're creating. We have no idea. We don't know where it's coming from. We sometimes see images or we look up something online and then we're like, oh, well, this is what I'm going to make. I'm going to make a dog, a cat, a door, a house, et cetera, et cetera. But a lot of times it's just coming from an unnatural presence that we just ultimately are trying to figure out how to explain or put into words or bring it, into life. So the date that I did this one was, I'm going to go back into, I'm pretty sure I did this during a live stream. So I did this. I did this three, four. I did this 2 months ago. So that was May, June, July. So this was May. So let's go back and so at this point, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to initiate the memory that I had when I did this. Okay, so this was, I remember because I did this in this smaller square and this was elongated. So this was like this is like May 8th. So I remember the colors. I remember having all white because the background was black. So I needed something to stand out just a little bit more. And because I know I was going through something because I put this surface here. And I've seen this on other pieces from other people. I went to a museum and I saw this on a ceramics piece. This energy circle, I put this up here. So like I said, I was experiencing something about May. So the back of this poster is obviously is empty because that's what I started with. I started with an empty surface and I'm gonna take this sticker off. And if you guys want to buy this specific poster, it will be on my website at the end of the day. If you can note back to this specific piece if you want it, you're welcome to buy it when it goes up for sale. But until then, this was I'm gonna like all of these posters. I'm gonna finish today, and this marker is not it. So, just like I said, I was experiencing something that I never felt before. my body had been going through a cycle of, and which, every day we're going through cycles of things. Like let's say we get up and we eat something that doesn't feel good for us. We eat something that might draw us to never eat it again, or we might experience somebody else that we may not want to. And so I was experiencing something at that point, and it took me the whole entire month of May, right? So I'm gonna put May. So this was May. Now, I know today's July, what? July 12th. And I understand that this date does not coexist with today's date, but like I said, I remember what the days were. I remember what I was doing. I remember how I got to this point. So the idea is that I'm restructuring based on my creativity. I'm structuring that day as if I just finished it because I'm about to finish the poster, right? So this was a liminal space. This was a liminal space experience, and so I asked if anybody else knew what liminal space meant, and everybody gives me, which is really crazy. Everybody gives me their own definition of what liminal space is. So in the end, we all have our own ideas on how this is what it says for definition. And I thought of it as liminal space as a place we don't actually go to because no one can get to liminal space. It's the in-between spaces of existing and those who will never get there, right? You can't get to liminal space and say, oh, I've been to liminal space and back. You can't get there because it's just not possible. Just like this poster. So you can see that this is a two-dimensional poster. So you can't get to the other side without me turning the poster to get to it. And then once you get there, you have to do the same with the other side. So that's what I'm explaining, like liminal space is the back of something that is possible to exist because I know it exists. I know that this side of the poster exists. So this is what I'm saying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish drawing the bottom half of this. And this shouldn't take me too long to get to as well. Let me cap this. But what I'm stating is that a lot of these posters that I've created, I don't guarantee that people will understand because they will never unless you buy this, you will never understand what my day was like until you get the story based on how and why. So I'm going to change out this marker too. I'm going to use a different color as well to emphasize my experience. So today's a different experience for me. It's not like the day May 9th because I feel different, I feel better. I feel an energy that wasn't there yesterday. I feel a place of being that I didn't feel like. So I'm going to draw something else different in order to get to that. So today, let's just do something fast. I'm still going to try to complement the liminal space as well. Because just like I said, liminal space is a place where things exist, but people may not exist there. So let's structure this as just a square. So with this square, I can do anything within this square. Sorry, I'm being, what's the word? There's a word for how I talk and because like these words are new for me. So I'm reaching into something in order to bring something to what I'm saying. Um, so like I said, we can go anywhere. So all I have to do is go there and then bring whatever it is that I saw, bring it back. Looks like this marker is going someplace and never going to come back at this point as well. There we go. So I thought of a lot of times that we go to different places and don't realize what else exists in the open space that we're inhabiting. Like let's just say we go to the grocery store. You see the tons of aisles, you see like food, you see the floor, the ceiling, they have lights and all of those things, but what if there was no people there? So I've justified liminal space as what if you could just sit there and feel what it would be like to be the only person there. So you could just sit here, right? You could just sit here and experience the energy that this space will give you. So this is the energy of sitting in a space that no other person that you know of is ever going to be there with you. It's not purgatory because you know you can leave. You can always just get up out of your chair and be like, okay, I'm done with being by myself or being somewhere where I don't have food or I don't have anybody else to communicate with. And that is possible in this real world. So, this chair signifies and resembles what is possible for us to be in places we do and we don't want to be. So you can always, just like I said, get up and you can just leave because it's all possible. Now, if this chair is not what you say it's supposed to be, you can always add something totally different. But this is how I ended this poster for May 9th, 2025. This is my liminal space. And yes, you can sit here if that's what you want to do during your time in liminal space. What's up, Dondro? Keep crushing and releasing. Beautiful flow. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Let's go. All right, so we have another piece that I created. Since that one is finished, we have this one I made. And I remember there was a few people that were in my chat, and I remember someone telling me that when I put things in perspective, I have to realize that they do have a shine to them because that is their energy. So all of what you see is orange and then the back is blue, and then all of the characters, details, liminal space is produced because there is energy. I created all of what you see in this, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed making this, and I'm smiling right now because I remember drawing this. I remember the chairs that I made. I remember there's a pot, a ceramic pot here. I remember this chair having two different backsides to it. I remember this creature. I remember this light source. I remember all of the things floating in the background. I remember all of the signals that were sent through here and here that conducted into this piece right here. So this is a finished piece for my liminal. So what I did was I ended up putting liminal space on both sides. And when I say liminal space, I'm probably going to say it like 50 times. But what happens is that you got one side, which is, this is an incher, and so this conducts energy, right? My energy. This was my energy. This is how I drew my energy for the day. So this is me. This is the conductors. This is the power cords. And this made everything work through the world that I wanted to create. So each one of these pieces here are like art, right? You go to some place and somebody has put up art, but you don't know what it took for them to make it, but you see it as a presentation of energy. Somebody made it, somebody printed it, somebody decided that they wanted to make it look exactly like this. So this is what I did for my art piece for that day. And I really enjoyed it because I was playing with new colors. I was playing with ideas that people gave me. Somebody asked me to just highlight everything with white, and it would bring out a different perspective of tones of color. So I really enjoyed that. And that is another finished piece. So I believe I made two of these in one day because I remember making these outlines shine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this, and we're going to finish the back part of this piece as well. I gotta take this sticker off. So once again, if you guys want to buy a poster, they're located on my website. This specific poster will be up here by the end of today. It is a 22 by 28 size poster. I'm not sure where people put these posters, but if you would like one, they will be for sale on my website. My website, I'm going to put that in the description of this live stream right now. Give me 2 seconds. It's right there. I just put that in the comment section. So if you would like this poster, you've seen it on my live stream or you've seen it during one of my posts, you're welcome to buy it. They're not expensive. I mean, they are going to cost you something, but you got to look at it like, well, it's a one-of-a-kind piece because I'm not making exactly the same pieces ever. I don't think I've ever made the exact same piece in my long journey through of creating. I don't ever remember that. So let's find a red marker because I really enjoy the color red. So we're going to finish this piece. Give me 1 second. I'm going to find another poster that was identical. So this one was so even YouTube doesn't keep track of how long, but it does say 2 months ago. This one's called Welcome Again to Drawing Liminal Space. So 2 months ago was still May. We'll say 10. So just like I said, most of what I've created they're on my channel. So even if, I spend an hour, 40 minutes or whatever, I'm usually recording something because I like to document things, and sometimes I don't have the time mentally to go back, and I don't have the time at that point in time to finish it like I'm finishing today. So this was another liminal space. So I like to think that a lot of times when I'm creating, I'm not exactly trying to make something that I've seen before. I usually draw energy from a place that might exist somewhere. It could be on this planet, but usually it exists somewhere. And so this is how I pull energy. I pull like feelings from places. So since I have enough space for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw another liminal space really quick. So I'm going to need another working marker, if that's what they're called. But I tend to run out of, I do have the space, so I like that. So we'll draw from another one. And just like I said, this is the back of a poster. Normally people won't even be able to see this until you turn it around, and then half of the time the poster will be one side and it won't be the other. So people might ask, well, why did you draw on the back of the space of, on the back of the poster? And I said, well, because somebody else taught me that if we continue to create, our mind will expand and open up new opportunities for thought during our process of creating. So that's how I think. So I shall be that. I'll be better in understanding what I'm doing, rather than doing one and then that's it, one and done. So we'll create another space. And just like I said, this one's will be a little quicker because it's a smaller representation, and I don't have to add every single amount of details. I just need to get what I'm pulling from into this experience. And I'm not sure how many other people like to do it this way, but when you can do things, like, why just do that? Just do more when there's possibilities of this experience. I like the white, but I think I'm going to use a darker color to pull out going to pull out some of what's happening in the background. So I'm feeling like this is just another piece that I'm creating, like as if this was the front side of the poster that you're experiencing. Although, just like I said, you know, a lot of people won't even get to see the back of it until you explain exactly what's back there. And then when they get to tell other people, those people have to use their imagination because they may not even be able to get to see it. Like, oh yeah, there's a drawing on the back of it too, but we don't take the poster down because, et cetera, et cetera. So then it's like, well, why do that? And I'm like, well, why make a front side if there's nothing on the back side but just the date? So somebody taught me that there's importance on both sides, and this is how I see it. This is how I explain it as our understanding of creativity. So you draw on one, but not the other, and then people accept that as the answer. Oh, something's done. Let's go. I don't know if you can hear that whirling in the background, but that is the sound of something I created this morning, finishing. And I love that sound because I made it. I made it. I sure did. Yep. So in the center, I usually put something rather than more empty space. I usually draw some type of rug or some type of. Wait, where's my red at? Pocket. some type of design. And just like I said, I mean, you can kind of do anything that you want to because I'm pulling from somewhere that already exists. It's easier to do it that way rather than copying something because then I really have to get technical and I have to make sure that it looks exactly the same way. But with this form, I'm just doing what feels, once again, what feels normal or natural for me, and I don't have to get upset or try too hard or feel like I didn't make it perfect or someone's going to judge me because it doesn't, carry the same weight as what they were expecting. And all of that is good for other people who are getting paid to make something specific, but this is not that day. I'm drawing based on my own ideas rather than your expectations, and I live better by that. That's what I know. That's a true fact that I live better by feeling that. So we'll use this gray because the gray might stand up. So just like I said, a lot of times I use the same colors because I want you to look at the colors and feel as if they're organized correctly. Even if it's just something normal, right? Some type of organism, some type of flower or fruit, some type of bug. And as long as I make the colors identical, you won't have a problem looking at the picture. You'll be enticed to look further and why all of the colors match and why they have some of the same symbolisms. And that's because our eye is trained to look for things that match within a photo. And maybe if you were born in the 1900s, you've seen this a lot, but you didn't realize it. A lot of what they did was, for advertising, they put a bunch of different colors but made the same shapes, and you didn't know and realize how it was affecting your memory because it took those things to help them shape other advertisements in the future to get you to realize that you're buying into something that is just based on colors. So we go like red lights, we go our meat is red, we go our flowers are green and yellow, we go our houses are white or gray with white picket fences. The shapes are inorganic, but if they have, like, the shapes are flat and they're what's the word? They're not diagonal, but they have, there's a word and I'm not getting the word yet, but they have, they're like the shapes are primary shapes like blocks. So then you get used to the colors that they represent, and then you feel comfortable about what you're seeing rather than being uncomfortable about something that is inorganic or doesn't hold its shape because you think of flowers as flowers of nature being in organic shape. So you realize that the flower will die or is easily able to be stepped on or has a non-firm feeling to it because of the shape and the color. And that's all mental. That's something that we have learned because that is something that they, when I say they, those who have advertised to us have trained us to look for things that have similarities. We also played games for similarity as well when we were in school. Didn't realize that either until now, that all of those things were just based on branding. And that's just how everything works. We want you to be comfortable, when it comes down to, the shapes that you see. Now, if I draw something that's that's weird or if it's odd, you automatically think it's either negative or it's funky or it has a name tied down to it that, you may not even bring into your house because it doesn't fit the mold in which was created. And I'm saying this because I realize that's how the mind works. I realize that because my mind works the complete opposite of that. I'm more able to go to the outside because I was born in a different relationship to those who are here now. And I find it a little easier to see those things. Like, don't get me wrong, like when you become older, you'll see it more often, and then you'll ask more questions more often about the things that you're seeing often, and you'll be like, well, I remember that. That's what they were doing at this point in time to sell this, this, and this, and this. And yeah, that's exactly what they were doing because that was what their job was. To sell you something. To establish something. Something to be established. And we want you to feel comfortable about us establishing something that you've never seen before. We don't want you to be scared. Now, this is just my mind playing things over and over and over again in situations. I want red. That in situations where we didn't realize we weren't comfortable. But this is what it looks like when you create. You don't follow all of the rules because if you follow all of the rules, you destabilize your mental. Now, I'm not saying that I'm crazy. No, I'm not saying that I'm insane. I'm saying that when you go deeper into yourself, you find all of the things that are not you. And I guess that would be the same to anybody else who fits the mold that was created for you. Once you fit the mold, it's harder for you to see other things that exist outside of the mold because it's not like you. And I think artists is what we're branded as. Those who create don't fit the same mold as regular society because we see things that are wrong. We see things that are absolutely 100% not like us. And we're more than willing to bring things into our house, us as creators, we're more willing to bring things into our house that make us feel uncomfortable. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. If you bring a homeless person into your house and everything is good, you're going to have good memories based on that situation. You're going to document somewhere in your mind that this was a good, responsible thing that you've done. Now, if you bring a raccoon into the house, some regular, stable person who lives all by themselves, has never had any issues, and decides to bring a raccoon into the house, and the raccoon tears up her kitchen, she can't get rid of them, the raccoon brings more into the house, more other raccoons, and they all decide that they want to have a party, and they're dancing on your furniture, and you just cannot get them to go. Now you figured out what an imbalance looks like. And now you're insane. And you don't fit the mold in which you used to because you're the raccoon lady. Yep, you might as well just stay there then, right? Okay, so I think I've finished this one. I think this is very simple. I'm not going to go in and do all types of details on the interior. I'm just going to show you how you can exit or enter this place based on if you know the code. If you don't know the code, you're more likely you're never going to leave this place. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I'm just saying this is going to be your home for the rest of your existence. So here's the code in order to enter. Now, if you know the code, it's cool, right? You know what it would take for you to be a part of this existence. And just like I said, you may like it. It may just be your last and forever home in which nobody will ever, they won't judge you because there will be nobody else there to judge you. This is your sanctuary of forever being, and that's it. That's all it is. Now, I like to think that all things are possible because everything has happened. And I thought about that too. Like, if I can do this, what makes you think that somebody else can't do something that's even stronger than this, or that has more value or purpose, or can get you something, right? And even thinking that, I'm like, so why can't we fly? Why is it that we can't decide what is for us in the end? Why? Is it because we're not able to? Is it because we don't want to? Is it because it's just not structured for us to figure out what it means for us to be what we say that we truly believe? And now I'm getting lost. Sorry, I don't want to put you guys, gals, people, entities, I don't want to put y'all in a crazy space, but I've looked at so many options about living here on this place and like creating. I've thought about so many different. I've thought about making $1 million in 1 year, and then I was like, well, I'd be happy at the end of that because I made it, right? Who's to say that I can't make more? Who's to say I haven't already made that? Who's to say that it's not possible? And all of it becomes my mind. My mind says that I can and I can't. So I tell myself that I can. And when I can, this is the result. This is my absolute result of what I say I can do. And I believe that. And it's just based on my beliefs. So this poster is done. We have finished this one. Nice. All right, we have a few other ones, I think. All right, so here's the other one I didn't. Here's the other one and I didn't. All right, so I have to apologize because this color is probably the brightest color I've ever bought in my house. Okay, and because I stared at this for like an hour and I was like, the only color that I'm gonna put up here is black. And I remember that. I actually remember why I made this one. And this is identical to the May 9th one and 10th. So there's no other color because it was so bright that I was like, no other color is gonna make sense at all. I even had red in the corner and I was like, the red makes all of the other colors look like bland because it's just so bright. It really is. But I enjoyed this one too. I really did. I was figuring out that if I put this rug here, then I could put this rug here as well. And so the same thing goes for this beautiful picture that you can turn it either way that you want because the picture has dual I don't know what the word is. It's like I know that there's a word for it when things are one way. Like words do that. If you flip it and turn it upside down, the word still, like the letter C. If you turn it upside down, it's still identical. But yeah, this is another piece that I did. This was May 10th, I believe, too. So once again, I just have to finish it, and then that's it. So we're just gonna turn this one around. We're gonna turn it around, and I'm gonna show you. Oh my gosh! So this is the finished piece that I had, and I was like, for a very long time, making cats that were violently vomiting. And I told myself, there's a reason why you're doing this. And the reason is because somebody had told me that if I keep making cats, just regular random, like nobody will ever entertain you because you're crazy. And no, you're insane. That's what they told me. Okay, and I got this. I just real factual. Like people tell me real factual things about who I am or what they think I am, that I'm crazy, and like that I'm insane, and I was like, no, I'm crazy, because I am a survivor of everything. I've survived to get here, but I have survived things you guys will never ever have to experience in your life. So I was making these cats, right? And so the cats were just jumping. So then somebody was like, nah. It was like, that's never gonna pull in money. You're never gonna get, the respect that you say you need. And so I was like, well, thinking in my head, I was like, well, we'll be like crazy. And I was like, well, cats always like vomiting. And I just put two and two together, and I just made them vomit. And this is where the cats vomiting took place. So, and I love the structure of it. They're these wide-bodied creatures, like large bobcats, that have like these dots or looks like fur on the interior. And so that's how I became full of rain. And so that's the definition of how I got started with this. And I took all of the colors of everything that I appreciated and valued, and I put them all together on one poster. And just like I said, this is a finished poster. I'm not really sure where the heck I'm going to put the date at on this, but this is also a finished piece. And yeah. So what I think that I'm going to do is I'm going to put, I have a pen that I usually use. Nope, that's white. Whoa, whoa. So we're just going to put, on the inside of this one, we're going to put May 10th, 2025. And it's finished. I absolutely adore this. I was like, this bright color, whatever this is just amazing. And once again, I was telling myself to fill in all of the spaces of the poster, because if I don't, then people won't have enough things to look at while they're, viewing the poster. So this is my finished piece. And like I said, if you guys like this, you can go to my website, and this will be available at the end of this day. This will be up on the website, and you can check that out. There's dual sides to this one. I like this side, but if you are like, I need a different look for the day, you can just easily turn the poster around and change your energy based on what's on the other side. So this is what I made, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, absolutely stuck with it. All right, next is one. So this one is another liminal space. I did all in green. Appreciate the likes, y'all. All right, so once again, another liminal space. I think I exaggerated the walls because I wasn't sure how much space I should take within the piece. And yeah, that's what I did. I'm not sure why I didn't connect this one to this one, but today is a good day. We can always do that. We can always just make the connection. All right, so the green marker that made that happen is right here. Easy, right? It looks like I didn't even, wow, that's cool. All right, so we're going to finish the back piece. And let's take a look at the space that we have available. A lot of space. So this is either May 10th or the 11th, because I know I only did 2 a day. Like I said, all of this was done in May. So often enough, I do like squares and cats. I normally don't I don't draw faces. Sometimes that I do, I tend to tell myself like it's not as good because it's abstract, but I can really draw like whatever I want. I have the knack to do it, but sometimes I just don't feel like finishing it, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna take the opportunity to draw a face. I'm just gonna pick a random face on the internet. I don't know, I can even draw one of my subscribers at this point. But let's see. I can either make it cartoony or realistic. And we'll start from let me see. Because I have this green marker in my hand and I kind of want to add whose face or even AI. nobody really likes AI. I remember somebody told me that they do not like AI. And I was like, well, thanks for telling me, I guess. So that really helps me understand that people will never ever move from, what was before, like us just figuring out. It just, it just will never be like, it will just never be different then. Like we structure everything based on how somebody said it should be, and then that's it. It goes no further than that because if we do, you won't get that admiration, of doing something that everybody else did before. And I totally understand that. I'm like, we always want to be accepted. We always want to feel like somebody is appreciating what we're doing. But a lot of times, it's really empty, because you're gonna look for more people to tell you that you did a good job in the future, and you're gonna grind for that every single day, and never realize that it was enough from the beginning, and you should just use that to be who you say you really want to be, right? Because a building it's just a building platform. It's not something you should stay on and live there, because if you live there, then you may not grow. Physically you might grow, but mentally you'll just stay stuck, because that's where you think you belong, in that frame of thinking and that frame of admiration, I guess. And because of that, it's harder for you to accept what you are at that point. And I mean, I guess I could take a little bit from that too, but at the end, I'm like, I'll take what you said, and I'll make that my everyday stronger. I'll look at it and be like, you know what? I don't have to live off of it. I just got to reflect off of it. I have to reflect that somebody was looking out for my best interests, and I appreciate that. That's it. And then the thought is gone. The feeling of reacting is gone, and I don't have to stay there in order to live there. I just don't. You just don't have to. But this is me reflecting off of years of people telling me I'm not good enough, years of me like getting awards, me doing well, me having terrible relationships with people that I thought was either purpose and understanding of what I say I wanted to be and how I wanted to be a part of something. But in the end, I don't have to be any of that, because those people will continue in the direction that they say that they're going to go in. And then that's freaking it. I'll have nothing else to live off of if I'm staying stuck with those things those things that keep me. Yeah. Yeah. So I was told, I think the best information in my art and who I wanted to be. Somebody told me that what you practice will make you perfect. And I forgot how much that made me feel in the beginning of hearing that. Because there's a struggle for all of us to be like accepted, or you hit that goal or that milestone and you're like, oh yeah, this is what they were talking about. And I forgot about it for a very long time. And I was like, well, can I get that back? Because I really need to feel that what I'm doing helps me feel like I'm perfect. Whatever it is, it could be whatever, man. We can be perfect in whatever we're doing. We just have to find that those are the truest words that we're going to hear. Because you may only hear it one time that you did a good job. You only may hear it like, at that one job. You remember that one job that you had and they were like, "Damn, you're a really good worker. Like, I really how are you, etc., balancing your life being this good at whatever, blah, 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 whatever they were filling your head up with. So how do you become that person forever and are appreciated by that forever? How is that? So what I tell myself every day is that I am perfect. I'm definitely good enough. And if I'm not good enough, that's just what you believe about yourself. 100%. That's just what you're thinking about yourself. Because I am what I say that I am. That's what I am. That's exactly what I am and will forever be. Because your words are your words, not my words. If I tell you to have a good day, you can go home and burn down your kitchen because you're terrible at cooking. And I ain't have nothing to do with that. That's what you had. You should have worked on being perfect at what you say you're perfect at, rather than trying to figure out what other people will make you be when you don't have the blueprint at all. You just don't. You got to work on yourself. You have to do what it says as your superpower. And I don't know what your superpower look like if you ain't showing nobody. You don't show nobody what your superpower looks like. How can you continue to get stronger if you don't tell other people you're working on being this and that in your perfection? How? Do you even want to be better than what you say you are? That's okay. You just keep blending into culture and blending into the background of everything, because we need people like that. We do. We need tons of people like that. So the people who are not afraid of you will continue not to be afraid of you. Not to be worried that you're going to take their job and life is going to be terrible, or et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, we need people like that. Whatever it is you say you're going to do, and do it the best way that you can. Absolutely. Because we need those. Yeah. The ones who stand up and stand out, those are the ones who get the job done. Those are the ones, we need those. Absolutely. That's what I was told. That's what I know. We need those. I know people like that. Yep. They blend into the paint. Don't make no sounds. Nope. I have an issue drawing noses too. I don't know what that's about, but it's like a bugaboo or something. I know how noses look, but I don't know. I work on it, but I should be drawing like boogers and stuff. But anyway, I'm not afraid of what. Sorry, I'm looking at this picture and she's like behind me, so it's like really hard for me to get her face if I can't see behind me. So I'm turning my head countless amount of times, just ripping my spine completely into alignment because I really want to know what she looks like. And yeah. Actually, I think I could. I can add white to her eyes. Let's do that. I mean, we're already here. Might as well get her some cool details on her face. Just gonna add some paint to her face. Yeah. Because the eyes are the portal to the soul. And I believe that because when I look into people's eyes, I know exactly what they're feeling. I know exactly what their energy is like because I just look into their soul. Uh-huh. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. So this is just like a rough little, I said I was going to draw a portrait. I'm just showing off a little bit and, making sure that I still have skills that I know I can go back to. Even though I haven't commissioned to do a portrait in forever. Not saying that I can't, but, I can draw and I can paint. So, like I said, this is just a rough something quick to do on the back of this poster. Somebody, later on will be like, who is this person that you drew? I don't know, some lady on the internet. That's really it. Sorry they don't have too much of more backstory to whoever she was, but she was alive when I drew her, I think. Yep. She was. Yeah. She looks just like that too. Yes, she does. This is not her hair. This is her hair. The green part is her hair. This is just. Yeah, this is just the outfit she's wearing. It's like pink. Yeah. Yup, she's not naked though. She's actually wearing an outfit, so that's why I added the pink to it. Because YouTube has issues about people being, so she's not buck. She got. But anyway, I had fun doing this one though. Yeah, something. All right. Yeah, this is my finished piece. This is fun. Wait till the paint dries. It looks like it's dry now. So this is my liminal space piece. I like this one though. This one's healthy. So I did this piece. And yeah, it's the brightest of greens that you can ever see. Once again, I had very large windows of space to draw on, so I took that opportunity to make that happen. I really did. I really did. So I don't think it's as green on the camera as it is, but it's green. It's definitely neon. Like if you go to Family Dollar and you look at the posters, this is green that they created. And I like this one. Like I said, you gotta understand, like as somebody who's doing something for the first time, I was daring and I told myself, yo, you can do anything. I swear, don't let anything stop you from doing something that you feel like today's the day. You know what I'm saying? Like I did this months ago and I feel great about it still. I like the line work. Once again, I had these extra little white spaces that make it a little shiny and stuff like that. And somebody helped me get to this point, so this was awesome. I just have to finish the back part of it. So, yeah. And I also drew the colors because I wasn't sure which colors would stand out. So I put white, red, blue, purple, pinkish, another red line, and black to see which ones would stand out the most. And that came about because, like I said, I was using I was using this poster. I'm like, I'm not putting up garage sale signs. Like, I'm actually creating art on it. So I wanted to make sure that this would be seen as best as possible in any color that I created. Oh yeah, my signature too. My signature is for two words. So it's Perky's Pocket is what it. All right, so I'll explain it. So Perky's Pocket is a day that I was trying to figure out two words like, what was it? It was oh, spray ground. So spray ground had two words, and I was like, well, I should use two words too. So I put two words together, and that's how you got it. But this is actually my first name and my last name, if it's in cursive. So I thought of it, and I was like, oh, this would fit, and then I just started drawing it because I was like, this feels good. This is a crown. Obviously, it's upside down. And it's also a potted plant. So if you go to the store, they have potted plants. They're like these round shapes this way. And then at the bottom, they have these like little notches for the plants to grow or dirt to come through. And that's what these notches are. So when you are planting, I'm putting in and getting growth out of it. And that's where we have Perky's Pocket, or my name. Yeah, so that's what I did, and that's how I created my signature. So this was also May 11th, 2025. I'm glad I didn't do this like 4 years ago, because I don't like going back that far. But I remember this. This was a fun piece to make. Because just like I said, somebody else helped me figure out something that I never did before. But you know what I really want to do? I want to draw a bicycle. I don't know why that just came to my head, but I really want to draw. Because actually at this point, nobody else is giving me anything to draw in the background, so I'm just going to draw a regular bicycle. I actually told myself to get better at drawing bicycles too. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to draw a bicycle. Oh, what's up, Brad? Yo, remember me from all your other streams? Absolutely. I love your videos. I was the one with the art stand. I saw you in public, but I was too shy to say hi. Brad, don't do that. Brad, don't do that. Brad, don't do that. The next time we meet, trust me, I'm going to give you a hug, and we're going to have a good conversation. How about that? Because everybody deserves energy, man. So I appreciate you, and I do remember you. Absolutely, I do remember you. Yeah, let's go. So we're gonna draw a bicycle. And wait, you had Brad. Oh now. Oh wait. Okay, Brad. Okay. So I have a show going on right now at Vessel Craft and Coffee. We could meet there one day, Brad. If you'd like to, just let me know what day you're gonna be available, and we can meet there for sure. For sure, I'm liking that. Absolutely. Let me know. I have a show all the way up until July 27th. I have to pick up everything in 15 days, whatever day it is now. But yeah, let me know when you're available, man. We can talk. We can do whatever, man. Just like make some art together. I like to bring posters. So wherever I go, if we're gonna meet up, bring some posters. We can draw for a little bit and whatever. Or just talk, or I'll buy some art or whatever the case will be. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know. Don't be a stranger. We're not strangers. We're all meant to meet. We're all meant to meet up at some point. Yeah. You said you were too shy. I like that feeling. I like being shy. Being shy is fun. Cause I'm like I don't have to, I don't have to be myself. I can be something else if I'm shy. You know, because sometimes giving people, everything up front is not the same as being yourself sometimes. Because it's fun. It's fun being a character. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. But yeah, I'll get to know you, and yeah, we get to share some talking. You know, you know, you know. All right, I feel like I just made the bike ride down the hill, so yeah. All right, so the bike has. Uh, let's make this gray. I'm gonna make this. Oh yeah, I didn't show you what I just made. So I've been making these all morning. These little tiny cats. So if I meet you in person, you'll get one of these for free. I'll be like, "Can I give you a gift?" And you say yes or no, and then you'll get one. But these are free. I've been making them all day. And yesterday I had to go get my teeth cleaned, and I gave them out for free. Everybody that I talked to, except for the guy who cleaned my teeth because he left real quick. But you'll get one. The next time we see each other, you'll get one for sure. For sure, for sure. Yep, that's what we'll do. Okay, so I have to make one, two, three, four, five, six posts for. Okay, and I'm just gonna draw freehand this. I don't necessarily need to get a ruler out or anything. I'm really good at doing it this way because that's the center. This is just need to draw the line there, and then there is a pedal. Actually, it's a little bit more forward. Let's extend this out. There's my pedal. And there's a smaller, I'll put this smaller one right here. Let me see. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to freehand the circle too. I'm really good at drawing circles. So somebody taught me, I've gained so many things from people teaching me how to do stuff. So I'm going to start here, and I'm just going to make an elliptical. There's the first part of it, and then I can just make these little keys of registered for boom. And maybe we'll get an up close view of this too. There's like little spokes. No, what are they called? I don't know what the heck these are called. Now I don't know. Interesting. So I'm going to make that. I'm going to make this. And I'm going to make this one and that. Yep. And we need to make another. This one fits from here. So the steering is the same height as the seat. I don't know if people notice that, but that's what it usually comes with. And I'm gonna make, I think this might be a little bit further away from, did I make this right? I don't know. Maybe I should have used one. Ooh, buddy. Oh, buddy. And like that. It's a little swervy right there. And that there. And it is underneath. This one's going to meet. And we got ourselves, sir, a bicycle. And I'm going to make very interesting piece of equipment there. I tend to. So when I was in college, I had the opportunity to make whatever I wanted to do. I had all of the tools. We had all of everything. Sometimes we had to go out and buy things, but we usually had everything in class. It was like, yeah, you can just go down to was it the little market, and you could just buy whatever you needed. You know, like everything was there. And I ended up getting a few tools, but I was like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna go to Walmart and buy some boxes. Then I went to Walmart and then I was like, I couldn't find the boxes that I wanted. So then I went to the post office. The post office gave out free boxes. I ain't even lying. I don't know if they do it anymore. The little priority boxes, they were free at that point in time. They're like, yeah, how many you need? I went and ordered them online. They came in for free. I ordered like 50, maybe 100 of them. I'm not sure how many it was at that point in time, but I ended up making for one of my class finals. I made a tricycle out of complete boxes from the postal system, and I know you weren't supposed to do that, but I did it, and it was like the most successful thing during my class. What was it? My class presentation. They were like, "Yo, you made that out of that," and I was like, "Yeah." Like, doesn't it? Wasn't everybody supposed to make like random awesome stuff? Like, and I wasn't like bragging or anything, but I was like, isn't that what we're supposed to do? We're supposed to take, even we have tools, we're not supposed to use those tools to make, like, I don't know. It was just like hard for me to describe like why other people weren't doing the same exact thing. But I was like, yeah, I made it. Like, and I was happy to make something like that because that showed my strength and quality of everything that I'm doing at this point in time. And even now, like I'm looking at the things that I'm creating, like there's a lot that goes into it. There really is. There's a whole lot that goes into making, what I'm doing. And the only thing that I can think of is happening is that I'm applying new tools to making something better. Yep, that's how I see it. Because if we live in a world where anything is possible, this is definitely it. I'm learning just that. I'm learning how to do just that part of creation. Yep. But thanks for stopping by, everybody. If I don't see your message right now, you can message me on all my other videos. Just randomly say something if it feels important for you to tie in something during the day or something just like Brett did. Like if you saw me somewhere out in public, you know, they saw me at the. Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. Somebody gonna say something about it later when I showed up to the doctor's appointment and just get my teeth cleaned or whatever. But I showed up, but like how you introduce yourself, people remember stuff like that. They really do. They're like, "Oh, I remember you from last time," and I was like, "For real? Like we didn't even talk." But they're like, "Yeah, they were talking about you in the office," and I'm like, "For real?" They were like, "Yeah, you're the artist guy," and I was like, "Oh, okay, 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 okay. I get it now." So a lot of those things, I'm not bragging or boasting. I'm just being my complete self, and that's what people really like. They really enjoy when people are, you know, themselves. And I didn't learn that the hard way. I learned it the easy way. Just be yourself. You know, I'm a creative, and it shows. It shows a lot. It shows that I have pride. It shows that I can complete something. I'm organized, and yeah, because I made it. That's how it goes. Because I made something that I appreciate. You know, you know. I just made a little bicycle. I think I'm gonna add spokes, but I'm gonna have to turn. I have to turn this around real quick, cause the tip of this. Oh yeah. All right, all right, all right, all right. I have. I'm really getting specific now. Yeah, I'm getting super specific. Like I said, you really have to take some pride in the things that you're doing for yourself. Like I see all of the celebrities, all of the creators, all of the artists out there who said that they really make something so other people can enjoy it. Like they're enjoying, making something, but they really make things so other people can feel, happy about life, or tell a story about something that they are, experiencing. Like, because that's what we're all doing. We're all just like little storytellers. How's your day? When I ask somebody how their day is, I don't expect you to sit there and tell me a whole full blown out like my day sucks type, or it's going super and let me give you $100 because you asked me. Like, I don't expect things like that. But when it happens, like, I'm there for it. Like, I'm there thinking that we all need each other to hear each other through our situations. We do. That's what we need. And I think I just made this off. Oh man, I did not see that. Yep. I did not. But I met some amazing people through this journey of life, and it took a lot. It took a lot for me to be open. Why is this bleeding like that? It took a lot for me to stand up and say how I felt about things, and really like organize my chaos in my life so others don't see that they can't make it. Because like we're all trying to make it somewhere. I don't know what it's gonna take for you to get there, but I know if I tell you a bunch of negative stuff, it's gonna take you further to get there. No, it's gonna take you longer to get there. Not further. That's weird. Why did I say it like that? Yep. But like I said, life is fun, man. Life is whatever the heck you make it at this point. You know? Life is possibilities. That's what life is. Life is a bunch of possibilities. And you organize those possibilities into your everyday. Because somebody had told me, because I have a lot of conversations with people about like their day and stuff like that. And somebody had told me that they weren't used to being somewhere, so it made them uncomfortable. And they were like, I can't wait to get back to doing whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, so while you're here, like, are you enjoying it? And they're like, yeah, I am. I'm getting to meet new people, and I was like, well, that's the point. Like, that's what you asked for at some point, to experience something with other people who are not like you. Because, like, we're sharing, oh, I didn't mean to go over top of that. We're sharing, these everyday experiences with people. We are. We're really sharing the heck out of them in order to learn humility, humidity, humanity, human, humanity, humidity, hobby. We're learning all of that stuff to be better people, to better be, to be better, to see better, all of that stuff. That's what we're doing. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I just like being around it. I can't wait for the next something that we get to all talk to each other about art or our day or something that was amazing or something that was not what we expected. Because I told that person, I was like, yo, you're waiting for stuff that is already happening. You're just not realizing that you already asked for it. So you're complaining about something that you asked for. Once again, and I said this like 50 billion times, yo. Y'all can't tell yourself, you can't tell yourself that you don't want to experience something that you already asked to experience, and then you're like, you're taking it back. Like, oh, I don't want to experience this no more because I don't want to experience. Like, okay, I get that, but just go through the experience while it's there because you already asked for it. It's like you order pizza and be like, no, I didn't want pizza. I thought about it. I asked you about it. I paid for it, but now I don't want it. And like, what's the point? Just eat the daggone pizza. Just eat it. You asked for it. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can get your money back. That's how we organize our lives. That's how we organize uh, this system. Is that if we don't enjoy something that we asked for, we can just take it back. Yeah, because your money is your money, and I get that. That's how we organize our expectations. Yeah, that's what we did. This one has the same amount of spokes. How does it do that? That's really cool. I'm just talking. Just waiting for somebody else to talk with me. Is anybody else? No. Nobody else. I like when people just drive in and like, hey, I want to order something, and then they leave. I like that. I don't get used to it, but yeah. Yeah. That's what I did. I want to watch a scary movie. I want to watch a movie. That's what I really want to do. I like this bike though. I really do. I think the wheels could be a little bit thicker, but I don't feel like messing with it. I like it as is. I really do. I really like it like this. So I made a bicycle, and I think it's pretty cool. What do y'all think? I need brakes on the back of it though. And there's brakes on the front of it. And there is a tie into. Let's see, it looks like they're tied into the back here. And I think we got a bicycle, y'all. Is this not a bicycle? It looks like a bicycle. Looks like a cool bicycle. I'm gonna name it. Liminal space. By Perky's pocket. Yay! Let's go. I'm gonna draw little tiny Perky's pockets. Oh, that's way too tiny. That just does not work at all. Tried to draw little Perky's pockets. They look like little hearts too. That's also like what people have been making on when they like stuff. They just put the little hearts and stuff. Put the little heart sign. Um, yeah, that's what I just did. All right, so let's add a. I want to say because we want to make sure that. Oh my gosh, it sounds like it's about to rain. I want to go outside so bad. Yeah, I want to go outside so bad right now. I just heard that. That was pretty loud. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I want to go outside now. I think if I put red, that shouldn't be too bad. Let's just put red. We're gonna use. I don't know why I'm shaking this because it doesn't have a shape to it, but we're gonna put this on a hill. Just gonna draw some energy. So once again, like I'm telling a bunch of stuff because like I have like really good memories of things that I experienced or saw or went through. And I remember when I was a kid, I used to have these dreams of falling and like falling off of mountains. And I couldn't understand why. And like before my brand new year of school, I used to have these dreams of these mountains. And I would stand on the edge of the mountain, and I'm not exactly sure why. Um, but today I know. I just couldn't figure it out then of why I would draw like these thoughts of me jumping or falling or something like that. And I don't know if anybody else can hear me right now because I know there wasn't a lot of people watching at this point. But if you have dreams, right, not those little premonition type things that happen in the morning, that's you trying to assess your day. If you like kind of got like this waking, what's the word? Like before you wake up, you have like these thoughts that you premonitioning your day. But if you have dreams, like you sleep and it puts you in a place that you've never been before, that is something that's going to happen in your distant future. And I used to have those when I was a kid, and I never understood them. I couldn't tell you why I had them at that point in time, but I now know because I've experienced what they are. And just like I said, we have like a few different types of things that we experience. One, our soul is telling us something that we can experience, that we truly want to experience using this body, right? So if you can hear me what I'm saying, this is me explaining to you our dreams. So I had this dream of standing on the edges of these cliffs, and I was like, nah, ain't no way I'm about to do nothing like that in real life. Like, why would I be dreaming about that? And I dreamed about it a few times. And so I look at the art that I create today. I look at the videos that I make today, and I was like, wait, this is kind of like my dreams. Does this mean that I'm actually living the dream that my brain brought into existence? Because one, I draw a lot of mountains. I used to draw them on my phone. I used to have them in all types of, and I couldn't figure out why. And then the other day I was playing a game called Peak, and I like thought of it. Ooh, that was loud. I thought of it. This is the rain coming. This is why I'm full of rain. But this is the reason why I knew that I would be here at this point in time, because my dreams told me of tons of different things that I would be experiencing, and I didn't realize it, but that's what happens. Somewhere in the future, my alignment of, where and what and how, this will be it. And so if you have dreams, some people tell me they don't dream, and I guess that's okay. It's kind of structured weird, because I think we're all supposed to, if this is a body we're using, somebody has to be guiding you. Something has to be telling you, because that's the way it works. So anyway, so the game that I played is called Peak, P-E-A-K, and I've been playing it on my other account on YouTube, and I can't get to the top. I can't get to the end where they bring the helicopter in, and that's the game. You fly off, you're saved. I just can't reach it. So I was like, wait, I visualize in my dreams me falling in the gameplay, right? And then you got to start all over. And I was like, is this what I was supposed to see? Yes, this is what I was supposed to see, because that is a point of time where my brain is going to experience that. And I don't like the feeling, but that's what happened during the game. So if you want to check that out, that's on my other account on YouTube. It's Perky's Pocket. And like I said, I've been playing the heck out of that game. I probably need to take a break from it, but I really want to get to the top of it. And maybe I won't. Maybe I'll never feel what it feels like to win in that game, because it's not real. Because I kind of want to move from it, but who knows? Yeah, who freaking knows? Yeah, so that's what they are. And the little premonition things, are you focusing on what your day is going to be like, or maybe you might have something that you've been trying to get rid of. And a lot of times during that time, just focus on how to solve that situation. Ask yourself, how do I solve this situation? If it's something that is bothering you, it keeps you up at night, whatever the case is, ask during that they call it REM sleep. Ask how to show you how to use the energy, because it's a vibration. So you're going to use energy to vibrate in order to get whatever that is mentally solved for you. That's what you're going to ask for. And then your brain will tell your body to make the moves, and that's what you'll do. And that's usually how it works. Those are usually two things that we experience in our everyday. There's other things, but I really can't explain those until you ask the question of how or what and why and blah, 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 how those things work. But usually it's because we've come to this planet to feel. Our soul does not have a space to feel things, so we use this body to feel stuff. Right? You feel anger, You feel love, you feel appreciation, you feel hugs, kisses, you feel falling, you feel sleepy, you feel like all those things. And that's why we're here, to feel things. Um, yep, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. All right, so this is my other liminal space. I think this might be the last one. I think I might have one other poster though. So let's go and put this is my liminal space. This is really good. This is some really good stuff. I think this is how you spell Trek. If not, well, now it's that way. All right, y'all. Let's see what else we got. I think that might be the last one we're gonna do. No. We've actually got two more. How long have we been streaming for? An hour? Oof. 2 hours? Oof. You know what? We might have to carry this one for another day. I think this will be it for today. We'll have more. That was a lot of work. All right, y'all. Well, these posters that I posted today will be on my website today. And if you guys like them, you can buy them. If you appreciate the art and you just want to say something, just say something. You know what I'm saying? You can just stop by and be like, hey, can you tell me how this came about? Can you, whatever. You know, maybe we can grab some lunch. Maybe we can just talk on video chat. Maybe we can just exist together at some point in time because I made it. Like I just made this other cat too. See, I just made this cat right here. Yep, he just got printed. So he is right here. He's like stuck. Yay. Yep, like I said, I've been printing these for this morning. And if you want one, if we ever get to meet, you'll get one of these. I should date them or something, but you know. Yep. I made this little guy right here. This is my little tiny cat. He was just born. His name was Gabriel. Yeah. But until next time, y'all. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching. And I'll see y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Thank you, Bread. Thank you, Dondrell. Keep crushing. Let's go.